Agent Carter was awesome. Yeah, I'm just going to do my overview of the show because, man, was it really good. And it's probably going to be really short just because I don't have that much to say, and also it's fun. But so much better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it was a much smaller cast. Like, we only really had, like, two heroes that we needed to follow. Peggy Carter and Jarvis. Like, that was it. And those two characters were a lot of fun. I loved how strong Peggy was. Jarvis was pretty funny at times, and I enjoyed his British accent. And Howard Stark would show up, and when he did, he'd be funny. Like, we had a smaller cast, a lot fewer characters to keep track of, and those characters were pretty entertaining. And I think also the fact that this show was only 8 episodes. It led to a really tight story. It wasn't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where we had stories like getting drawn out and it would take like until episode 16 before anything happened. Like, we had a nice setup and things escalated pretty quickly and we got to the point really quickly. Whereas I feel like if this was 20 episodes, it wouldn't have happened. Whereas Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. takes even with like the season, first half of the season being like the length of the first half of the season, it still felt like it takes a while to get to the point. Like second half of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there was so much of ridiculous fumbling around and wandering in circles just to get to the reveal that Skye is Daisy Johnson, whereas this was pretty tight. And not only that, but there was a good sense of humor. Like, I loved the Captain America serials. I loved, again, Jarvis. And again, I liked how everything tied together. I mean, there was a lot of... Also, there wasn't as much CGI. Like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will use CGI, and you can clearly tell it's CGI. Like, there's, like, one bit where there's a hover car, and it's falling, and you can clearly tell it's CGI. There isn't as much reliance on it, which is good because it looks very fake. Here, like, everything is, it's guns, it's just people running around, and it looks a lot more realistic that way. Like, and also, like, the sets feel a bit... I like the date, the era. It feels like the 50s or 40s or wherever it's set. And unlike Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, they don't stretch the sets out that much. Like, there are a lot of moments in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where I'm very much reminded they're on a set or standing in front of a green screen. Here, that doesn't happen. And I'm trying to think what else. I like the arc Agent Carter has about her letting go of Steve, which happens over the show. I like some of the nods to the other films. Like, I like seeing the Black Widow program. I liked how we saw Dr. Zoll at the end to sort of establish the presence of Hydra. There was that fun dramatic irony of watching the show knowing that Hydra is being infected S.H.I.E.L.D. from the start, and we get to see that. Yeah, just a lot of fun all around. I also like how it ended. Like, it ended on a way that could work either way. On one end, it works as a self-contained story, but if they want to come back and do, like, another season or something, they totally can. And I would want another season. Like, it's a fun show. I mean, as long as they just keep it small, tight stories, it should be fun. I mean, as long as they have more ideas and that, this doesn't just feel like trying to recreate the magic, it'll be fine. And again, like, if they don't want to, it's okay. It's not like Gallivant where it, like, ends on this giant cliffhanger, and it's like, I want another season, but at the same time, it's like the writers are shooting themselves in the foot because it could be very unlikely that Gallivant could get renewed, so it's a bit of a risk to end it that way. Whereas Carter, it's like, you gave us something solid, and if you get picked up for another season, good for you. And I really hope this show gets picked up for another season, because I would want to see more. I just hope that they keep it at this episode length, and that the writers don't order more episodes or make it a full-length series, because I feel like if you do that, then the story's going to get drawn out, then it's going to lose what made it enjoyable. And can't really think of anything else I didn't like. Oh yeah, the villain who's like, focus. I thought he was a little goofy. That was a little too goofy, and not only that, but I felt like they did it a little too much. Like, it was getting to the point by, like, the 5th time that villain did that, I'm like, can someone just get the better of this guy? Now, eventually they do it, and it's pretty funny. It's like, the guy in the crutches, like, hits him. He's like, was he saying something? But I think they just did it a little too many times to a point. It's like, someone should catch on by now. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I'm kind of sad now, because now it's over, and now we have to go back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I don't find as interesting. It's sort of like... It's sort of like a fun sidetrack that was way better than the actual main journey. It's like, in Walking Dead Season 3, there's a filler episode where Rick and his son and Michonne just go into this community and encounter someone, and that story was way more interesting than the Governor story, and when it ended, it's like, now we have to go back to the Governor storyline. But who knows, maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will get better, but the thing about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is I really don't remember what happens at the end of each episode, whereas Walking Dead and shows like that I do, but I'm just really bummed we have to go back to it, but who knows, maybe it'll be fun. So comment what you thought of Agent Carter below. Do you want her to get another season? And like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Yada, 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 yada. Until next time, take care. And I'm not going to be talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again, just because I'm really busy with other stuff. And again, much easier to talk about it when it's over, so I'll wait until Season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is done and then talk about it as a whole. Oh yeah, and if anyone's curious what I thought of Walking Dead last night, really good. Love it for a lot of the reasons that other people do. But I'll talk more about that when I do my Walking Dead Season 5 overview in a few weeks. Wow, that show's almost over too. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope you guys take care, and hopefully Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight will be awesome. If not, well. Take care.